The air crackled, smoke stung their eyes, the earth trembled beneath their boots, one final push, one last desperate struggle, and then silence. The heavy silence of a world holding its breath. The battle was over. Victory. A word that echoed hollowly in the sudden quiet. Around them, the world lay shattered, buildings reduced to rubble, fields scarred and broken. The smell of gunpowder and death hung heavy in the air. It was a victory painted in shades of grief. They had fought bravely, these soldiers, endured hardships unimaginable, witnessed horrors that would forever stain their souls. They had stared death in the face and emerged blinking into the sunlight of a new dawn. But the war had left its mark. The physical wounds would heal, bones would knit, flesh would mend. But what of the invisible wounds, the nightmares that haunted their sleep, the memories that flickered like ghosts in their minds, the survivors' guilt, a heavy weight on their chests? These were the scars they carried home, hidden beneath the surface. The journey home was a blur. Faces, both familiar and strange, swam before their eyes. The cheers of the crowd seemed distant, muffled as if from another world. They had left as boys, eager for adventure. They returned as strangers, hardened by the crucible of war. Their families welcomed them with open arms, tears and laughter, trying to bridge the chasm that now separated them. But how do you explain the unexplainable? How do you put into words the things you had seen, the things you had done? Some things, they realized, were better left unsaid, buried deep within the recesses of their hearts. The town, too, bore the scars of war. The once bustling square filled with the sounds of daily life now lay in eerie silence, a testament to the devastation that had swept through. Buildings lay in ruins, their hollow windows like empty eyes staring out at the world. These structures, which once housed families and businesses, now stood as ghostly reminders of what had been lost. Fields, once fertile, were now barren and scarred. The land, which had provided sustenance and life, was now a desolate expanse marked by the ravages of conflict. The laughter of children, once a familiar melody, was replaced by an unsettling silence. Playgrounds stood empty, swings swaying gently in the wind as if mourning the absence of the joy they once held. But amidst the destruction, there were flickers of hope. Small signs of recovery began to emerge as the community came together to rebuild what had been torn apart. The resilient spirit of the human heart refusing to be extinguished. Faces, marked by determination and hope, showed a collective will to overcome the adversity they faced. Slowly, tentatively, life began to resume its rhythm. Shops reopened, their doors welcoming customers once more, a sign that normalcy was beginning to return. Children played amongst the rubble, their laughter a poignant reminder of resilience and the enduring spirit of youth, even in the face of such hardship. The task of rebuilding seemed daunting, overwhelming. The sheer scale of the destruction made the road ahead appear insurmountable. Yet they knew they had to start somewhere. The community, bound by a shared purpose, began the painstaking process of reconstruction, one brick at a time. Each brick laid was a step towards healing, a symbol of the determination to rebuild and restore, one day at a time. With each passing day, the town slowly came back to life, its people moving forward, carrying the memories of the past, but looking towards a hopeful future. Section 5. The Long Road Home. The transition from soldier to civilian was not an easy one. The adrenaline that had fueled them in battle was gone, replaced by a dull ache of emptiness. The structure and camaraderie of army life were sorely missed. They felt adrift, like ships without anchors. Many struggled to find their footing in this new world. The nightmares persisted, the memories refused to be silenced. The world seemed foreign, the pace of life jarringly slow. They longed for the camaraderie of their fellow soldiers, the only ones who truly understood what they had been through. Section 6. Where Shadows Linger. The families too struggled to adapt. The absence of their loved ones had left a void, and now their return brought a different kind of emptiness. Their soldiers had returned, but they were different. The war had changed them in ways that were hard to comprehend. Haunted by a darkness that lingered in their eyes, a shadow that seemed to follow them everywhere. Quick to anger, prone to sudden silences. The once familiar faces now wore expressions of pain and confusion. The war had wedged an invisible barrier between them, a chasm of shared trauma and unspoken words. Conversations that once flowed easily now felt strained and awkward. They yearned to reach out, to heal the invisible wounds that plagued their loved ones. But how do you mend a heart that has been shattered by the horrors of war? But the language of war was a foreign tongue to them. They struggled to understand the nightmares, the flashbacks, the sudden outbursts of emotion. They felt helpless, adrift in a sea of their own making. The home that was supposed to be a sanctuary now felt like a battleground. The road to recovery, they realized, would be a long and arduous one. It would require patience, understanding, and a willingness to face the darkness together. A journey they would have to navigate together, one step at a time. With each step, they hoped to find a way to bridge the gap, to bring light back into their lives. They found solace in small moments of connection, in the shared memories of happier times. These moments became the threads that held them together. Seeking help from others who understood their pain, they began to see that they were not alone. There were others who had walked this path before them. Together they planted seeds of hope, nurturing them with love and care. Slowly they began to see the first signs of healing. Laughter returned to their home, tentative at first but growing stronger with each passing day. They learned to celebrate the small victories. In the end, they discovered that the shadows would always linger, but they could find light within them. Together they could face whatever came their way. Section 7. A New Dawn. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, a sense of normalcy gradually returned. The scars remained, of course, but they were slowly beginning to fade. The laughter of children became more frequent, their joy a beacon of hope amidst the ruins. The town too was slowly being rebuilt, brick by brick, stone by stone. The clatter of hammers and the whir of saws replaced the silence of despair. Each new building, each repaired wall was a testament to their resilience, a symbol of their refusal to be broken. Section 8. Seeds of Hope. In the fields, once barren and scarred, life began to sprout anew. Seeds planted with trembling hands pushed through the scorched earth, reaching for the sun. Each tiny green shoot a symbol of hope, a promise of renewal. The cycle of life, interrupted by war, was beginning again. And with it came a sense of purpose, a reason to hope. The land, like the people, was healing. Slowly, painfully, but healing nonetheless. Section 9. Remembering the Fallen. They would never forget those who had fallen, their comrades in arms, their brothers in spirit. Their names were etched in stone, their memories enshrined in their hearts. They were the fallen heroes, forever young, forever brave. On solemn anniversaries they gathered to remember, to share stories, to offer solace, to honor their sacrifice. Their laughter echoed through the silence, a bittersweet symphony of remembrance. They were gone, but they would never be forgotten. Section 10. The Price of Peace. Peace. A simple word yet laden with so much weight. They had paid a heavy price for it. The scars, both visible and invisible, a constant reminder of the sacrifices made. But it was a price they were willing to pay. For in the aftermath of war they had learned the true value of peace, the preciousness of life, the importance of unity and compassion. They had stared into the abyss and emerged forever changed but not broken. They carried the weight of their experiences but also the wisdom that came with them. Section 11. From the Ashes. The war was over. The once vibrant cities now lay in ruins, the echoes of battles still haunting the empty streets and desolate fields. The silence was deafening, a stark contrast to the chaos that had once reigned. But their story was far from finished. The survivors, though weary and broken, were determined to rise from the devastation. They walked through the ruins, sifting through debris, searching for remnants of their past lives, and finding strength in each other. For in the ashes of destruction, they had found a new beginning, a chance to rebuild, to heal, and to create something even more beautiful than before. Communities came together, hands joined in solidarity, planting the seeds of hope in the devastated land. They worked tirelessly, day and night, to construct new homes and erect new buildings. Families, once torn apart by the horrors of war, now found solace in working together brick by brick to build a better future. A future where the echoes of war would be replaced by the sweet melody of peace. Children played in rebuilt parks, their laughter a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Villages, once ravaged by conflict, now basked in the warmth of a peaceful day. And so, they moved forward with determination in their steps and purpose in their hearts. They marched together, united by a common goal, to ensure that the horrors of the past would never be repeated. Carrying the memories of the fallen in their hearts, they honored those who had sacrificed everything. Memorial services were held, and families visited war memorials, paying tribute to the heroes who had fought bravely, and with each passing day, hope grew stronger. Faces that once bore the marks of despair now looked towards the horizon with renewed optimism. Smiles emerged, even amidst the ruins, as they envisioned a brighter tomorrow. The war had tested them, broken them, and left scars that would never fully heal. But it had also revealed the depth of their resilience, the power of the human spirit to endure, to overcome, and to rebuild. In the face of adversity, they found strength in unity. Communities helped each other, lifting debris together and clasping hands in solidarity. They discovered that together, they could achieve the impossible. The enduring nature of hope shone brightly, like the sun rising over a rebuilt town. Children played in fields, their laughter a beacon of joy. People smiled and laughed together, celebrating the triumph of the human spirit. And that they knew was a victory worth fighting for. The peace they had achieved, the unity they had forged, and the hope they had nurtured were the true victories. They celebrated together, hugging and cheering, holding up peace signs as a symbol of their unwavering commitment to a better future.